Hey, I'm a PC. And last week I didn't do a whole lot just because I was kind of busy throughout the week, and then the weekend came with Easter and WrestleMania. So it was the most quiet week of Season 2 so far, and definitely one of the more quiet weeks in the War Within as a whole. One of the main things I wanted to talk about, though, that I was able to do was I jumped into LFR on my Resto Shaman, who I haven't played at all in Season 2 yet, just to see and compare to my Disc Priest. My Shaman was, I think, 607 to start the week, and overall, I felt like I was doing more than I was on my Priest. I definitely felt like my AoE healing was much better, but I still felt like I was underperforming. Like, I never really felt like I was truly contributing to the raid. I felt like everyone's health was constantly dropping, and no matter what I did, their health did not go up. And where on my Priest, I feel as though I have really no AoE heals, on my Shaman, I feel like I have no real single target, or instant cast, I guess I should say. And it felt like all the groups that I had, I was the only non-priest healer, and all of them were holy. So, I don't know. It didn't help also that the groups that I was in would just stand in everything, and so I'm trying to heal through stuff that is avoidable, and it's just, I'm healing, nothing's happening, but my mana is still going down. So it was stressful, it was a little bit frustrating, and I don't know still who I want to main as my healer, or who I want to do the Mythic Zeros on, at least for the achievement. Shaman is a lot of fun, I just don't like how many buttons there are to press. Priest is also fun, but I don't like how it just doesn't feel great right now. And someone was saying that it is definitely a gear related thing, especially with Disc too. I think someone said it's you kind of build up and then you kind of explode with heals. So I might try out Holy this week and see how that goes. But yeah, I'm still stuck on which healer to play, and I'm trying to get them both somewhat geared throughout LFR and through doing the Theater Troop every week. I don't know what item level I need for Mythic Zeros, but hopefully at least one of them can at some point soon get that done, and then I can focus more on just getting gear for the one I want to play. On my warrior, his item level stayed the same, but I did get a new piece of gear from my vault. So when I opened the vault, I had a few good options. My eye immediately went to the Eye of Kazan, which is the best in-slot trinket everywhere for Fury Warriors, and I think for other classes as well. But when I simmed this in dungeons, it was a DPS decrease, so I went over and I checked out Warcraft logs, and I saw that this trinket is one of the least used in keys, but regularly used in raid. And I think that makes sense because the equip effect is to give me strength while I'm in combat, and then when I'm out of combat, it decreases the stacks of that quickly. So it just seems like it would just be constantly decreasing stacks because of how generally quick Mythic Plus pulls are. I'm not a progression raider, so I did not end up taking this. I know that some people are going to gasp and clutch their pearls over this, but I just felt like it was not something I needed right now. There was another trinket, the Signet of the Priory, that simmed well and was somewhat used in keys, but it really wasn't that great. So what I ended up taking were the Heroic Rick Reaver boots because they are my best in slots, and they simmed, I think it was like a 1% increase. So with those now in place, I just need a cloak to replace the one I have, and then I will have my best in slot all the way through. And outside of that, I didn't really do a whole lot more on my stream on Wednesday, which I did on Twitch and YouTube. The VOD is up for that now if you're interested. I just did my weekly stuff, did some Siren Isles quests for the first time in a while. Lots of currency I'm still missing there to get some transmog, so I feel like that's going to be a long time. And then just world quests for gold, pet battle stuff, the coffer key shards, and anything in Undermine for the rep. I should be back this Wednesday at around 12 o'clock Pacific, so if you want to come hang out, say hi, that'd be great. I'd love to see you. That will again be here on YouTube, or if you want to watch on Twitch, the link for that is in the description box. And then outside of that, where I could, I tried to do some pet battles. I started working on the Shadowlands Family Battler. I was getting a little bit frustrated with this because a lot of the strats seem to have a lot of RNG to them. The other family battlers and other expansions, I would defeat every pet master with each family before moving on. But this time I'm just doing each strat once or twice, and if it fails, I'm just moving on. I'll mix and match pet masters as needed to get the 9 I think that I need, and then hopefully that works out just because, yeah, some of those fights are just so annoying. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, I didn't do a whole lot. There's no new achievements, no new mounts. This week actually is the 1-year anniversary of when I started making these videos, so happy birthday to me, I guess, or anniversary to me. But that is it for me. That's everything that happened to me, and I want to know what happened in your week. Was it as quiet as mine, or was it a lot more busy? What did you get up to in-game and out of it? I'd love to hear about it. Everything and everything, let me know. If you're looking for something a little bit longer than this video for me, I made a video talking about how I would do the meta achievements for Classic all the way through to Legion if I were working for Blizzard. All the achievements I would include, some name suggestions for the metas, and some mount rewards, including what my personal favorite is the Spectral Battle Tank, which I think would be amazing. So if that sounds interesting, click the video that's on screen now. I love you lots. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and all that stuff if you feel like it. Have a fantastic week. I'll talk at you next week. Bye.